Oh, there we are.
There you go. Now we can hear ourselves.
Now I can mute this.
Oh god.
Yeah, me too.
Now
Hello,
I'm losing my mind. Hold
Hello,
on.
everyone. How are you? God damn it, Nathan! Stop being a
What?
weirdo. What? I look over and you're just intently staring at my soul. Hello, everyone. We are back for episode 4 of the podcast. Yeah. Today we figured, after we got delving into comic books and vinyl and all that stuff last week, we figured each of us collects some weird and eclectic shit and has our own collections of stuff that we figured we should show off on stream. So today everybody kind of gathered up some stuff, took some photos to show off on stream of their collections. For the people that have large collections like myself and Nathan, it's mostly pictures, and we picked out some favorites and some gems to show you guys. But yeah.
Woo.
As always, I am Dustin, aka Dude Name.
I'm Nathan, and for the fourth episode in a row, I still have tinnitus.
Hi, my name's Carl, and I like to party.
I'm the potato. I'm still angry that I wasn't part of the last podcast.
So we're kind of gonna go smallest to biggest, and honestly, potato probably.
No. Carl has the smallest.
Fuck. Okay.
Put him on the spot.
Yeah,
Alright,
don't call me out like that.
We're gonna start with the acoustic instruments that I have. First one being this tiny little violin. I got it from my grandparents. They're like, hey, it doesn't work. It don't have strings on it. Make it work. I made it have string, and it worked now.
I'm sorry. I love that a lot. But if you look at the stream right now, the way that was all cut together was fucking amazing.
That was 10 out of 10.
It's like 120 years old or some shit. It's got a lot of damage on it. It was like my great grandfather's or some shit. I don't know. I just put it back together. I can't even play it well, man. Well, shit. All right, let's go acoustic first.
Nice lag. Well, he said.
Oh yeah.
Carl
great. Yeah, love it. Fuck me. I gotta pull up my pants. This is
This is going well.
This is going swimmingly. This is a classical. I got it like a month ago because I'm like, I want to play classical guitar, and I've been playing it a fucking shit ton. So there's that. Got it on clearance, which is nice.
Oof.
It's Cordoba. It's got nylon strings, and it's got the big wide fingerboard. All right, I'm pulling up my pants this time.
For your wide ass fingers.
More like his wide ass. Ha!
Yeah.
Damn boy, he thick. That's a thick ass boy. And then this one is a recovery project. It's a no-name steel string acoustic. My buddy was about to blow it up because he's like, fuck it. And it was apparently a guitar that his grandfather got for his grandmother because he wanted to teach her how to play it. But he ended up passing away 6 months after buying it. So it just sat in her closet for 40 years. And it barely played. I put a lot of work into it. It plays now. It makes noise. Like, wow. Look at that.
Ooh.
Excellent. This is a banjitar, which is a banjo guitar.
Did you really have to
Damn,
justify it as a banjo guitar and not just a banjo?
Yeah, because
It's
see,
not
it doesn't have the drone string. It's all just 6 straight up strings, like a normal guitar would have.
Oh.
My friend Mason, I went to his grandparents one day because they invited us over for dinner or whatever, and this was just hanging in their basement. And his grandfather was like a part of a mariachi group, and he's like, "Oh, it's in disrepair. I can't even get it to tune." So once again, I'm like, "I can fix that," and he's like, "If you can fix it, you can take it." So band guitar. This one is a real kind of couple job. I got it from my buddy Jake Waters. He was low on money at the time, and he was like, "I don't play it, and $70 will take her." I'm like, "Yeah, okay, sure." So I got that, and it's actually probably my most played like 6-string as of right now, just because it's like I like the shorter scale and how it feels. So there's that.
He likes the way it feels in his hand.
Who doesn't?
I like how the wood feels in my hands. It's a fretless kit bass that I bought from I think it was Pitbull Guitars. They're an Australian company. And I put it together and I painted it. The electronics are kind of cheap on it, so like the knob fell off or whatever, but that's fine. I'm going to put more time into it later, but...
What
Yep.
kind of...
I dig it.
I gotta ask.
Stroke the neck, Carl.
Stroke it.
Why did you choose white? You have every opportunity to paint it whatever color you want. You chose white.
Well, because white's clean. This is my first ever guitar. It's a Fender P bass. It was powder blue when I first got it, like a very bright blue.
You can see it underneath the chips up at the
Yeah,
top.
actually on the back,
Yeah.
because we didn't wait for it to, we didn't do multiple coats,
Mhm.
and I didn't sand down the urethane enough. The paint just didn't take. But I like it. It looks fucking shitty. So
Why is every bass
And then you
player's
play-
first bass a Fender P bass?
Mine.
because it's like the P bass is like the most versatile. Like
It's the most versatile and probably one of the cheapest.
yeah, that too.
I mean, yeah, if you're just getting into playing instruments,
It's a
cheap
it's
is
a
the way to
precision
go.
bass as opposed to a active bass or a jazz bass.
Sand me down, Papa.
Speaking of jazz bass, I have this here jazz bass. I got this like shit. Was it 2011? So yeah, it's been like 10 years now. But it's pretty basic. It's just made in
Basic?
America. Basic. Drop that bass. And
They're talking about a certain style of bass, Baker.
yeah, so jazz bass denotes these two pickups. These are called jazz pickups.
No,
They're
the
just-
P bass.
Oh, the P bass?
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
precision bass.
Oh yeah, precision. That stands for precision.
And an active bass has a battery pack in it.
Speaking of active bass, there's my active bass.
Slappa the bass.
I bought this back in 2016 because we were doing live shows. And my current 5-string, shit, I forgot I have another 5-string. Is currently was not in good condition, and I'm like, I don't want this really wide neck bass when I'm gonna be playing all these fast guitarist riffs, because that last band, yeah, a lot of that shit. But yeah, active, nice, Ibanez, still probably my best condition bass actually.
Active
Well, yeah.
bass.
oh, no through neck.
No, it's
Fuck through necks, man. You can't fix
Nah, I
those
love me
things
a
worth
through
a
neck.
damn. You break that
Yeah.
shit, you done.
I mean the
I just
the
won't break
door's
it.
off of it right now because I was fucking around with it, but I'll put it back on. We're not gonna talk about that square you obviously see in the background. That thing sucks. This one I got from Mike. Shit, how long ago was that? Like 2014, 2015? You're just like, I don't have room for it, and I'm like, okay, well, shit. And
Only
I found
Mike
out
knows
why
their
it wasn't
guitar.
holding tune right and everything. Like the back cavity, the claws were dragging for the, spring system. And after doing research, I found out this guitar was made in 2001 in Korea. And it's one of their few actual Korean models. You can only tell that because of this licensed by Floyd bridge they only made for 2 years. So, yeah, that took a lot of research, but I found it out. Anyway, that's my collection. Whew.
I like it.
I'm impressed. You pulled out a lot
Producer.
more.
What grade are you gonna give him?
This is it. C plus. Oh no, it can't be.
You know how I know? You know how I know that's Michael's guitar? Show us the head, Carl.
Yes, a Solstice signature series.
Yep.
Very nice.
Hell yeah.
So my
Potato-
collection.
Yeah, Potato collects records and comic books, which is, of
My-
course, what we talked about last
Whoops.
week, which is why she was mad that she wasn't there.
Yes, I'm very I'm very passionate about everything, but few things actually keep my attention that long. Like I also play bass, but I only have one bass currently. But I do have not an extensive, but a fairly large record collection. It's a lot smaller than it used to be as well because there's a lot that are still at my parents' house, mostly like soundtracks to shit. But that is the entirety of my collection as of right now. It's in no rhyme or reason in that particular picture. So the smaller stack is gonna be all of my reprints. So vinyl, of course. As it got more popular, people started like wanting the old shit, so they did a lot of reprints. So I do have a smaller collection of reprints. The ones in the middle are all original ones, so most of those date into anywhere from the 60s into, I would say, probably the 90s, but probably not. And then everything on the right was all like original releases, so like albums that were not only went straight to CD, they went straight to vinyl as well. So they're not part of the reprint or the old classic vinyl. Next slide.
Next slide.
Those are all my 45s. I love
Ooh.
vinyl. I love 38s, but my personal favorites are 45s because my attention span for music does not focus. I very much like to listen to one song. I like to listen to one song multiple times. And yes, I do have Tony Basil's Hey Mickey.
Hey, Mickey.
Those actually we found like a couple of years ago in like just was random hole in the wall kind of record store that Mike took me to. Took us an hour to get there, and it was great because they had so many of those. Next slide, please. That is the entirety of my potentially. I don't know. I really don't follow their shit. That's the entirety of the discography for Dance Gavin Dance, all on record, plus an extra acceptance speech because I don't think Michael expected to have his hands on the original one that he bought. But yeah, mostly stuff that Mike found, but like the Death Star one I actually found because apparently it apparently wasn't originally released in many copies, and then like I happened upon it at a Hot Topic when they were still selling vinyl again, and yeah, it was a Hot Topic exclusive, which is why it was so hard to fucking find. So, I do have 2 copies of Diary of a Madman. I actually have 2 copies for a reason. So the one that's in the shittier jacket is actually the one that is in the better condition, whereas the one that's in the nice jacket you can't physically play. So I have both of them. And I plan to keep it that way because I'm sure I'll fuck it up somehow. Is that all my? Oh, and then these weren't included in my other collection. I also, Jesus Christ, that it's nothing. It literally is nothing. I also have like random unsleeved vinyl that I keep around just because I like the smell of vinyl and just enjoy having it around. I planned on turning it into art or something like that and just have it.
Hell yeah.
So that's my stock. And then now for the fun, small, little, interesting things. Hi, yeah. No, I didn't mean to include that. That was just to show Dustin that I don't have.
Oh shit.
Everyone knows that you smoke the weed.
People didn't know that.
Whatever, it's legal. Eat shit.
Anyways, I did grab a couple of like really interesting, fun little ones. I'll start with like this one was like one that took me years to find. I don't know why it was so hard to find. This is like it's an original. I found it on Etsy along with the original Diary of a Madman that I have, the one that doesn't play. I was actually really shocked when that one didn't play and this one did. So this one, when I moved and was like sending stuff with Mike, this was the first thing I sent. I lived without this album for 3 months and it actually hurt my soul. Don't ask me why I like Steve Miller Band, I just do. This one's always a fun one.
Midnight
It's
Toker.
the complete Sold Your Soul for Rock and Roll album. It is a
Oh.
reprint. I'm a huge Black Sabbath fan, and this was bought for me by my parents, and like it was one of
Dio
my
Sabbath or Aussie Sabbath?
No, this is Black Sabbath. This is not Dio.
Oh,
Even Black Sabbath, even Black Sabbath with Dio is Dio. This is Black Sabbath.
Yikes.
Or Heaven and Hell. This is
Yeah.
Sabbath. I literally earned my entire degree listening to this album. Every time I had to write a paper, I would listen to this album, and there's 3 complete 38s in here, front to back, front to back, front to back, front to back, like over and over and over again. I'm amazed this actually still works because I've put more hours into it than a standard vinyl is supposed to have for a reprint. My actual first portion of my collection is Mothership, also a reprint. It has 4 38s in it. I'm not going to take it out because it's a bitch to put back in. If any of you guys know me, you should know that there is still bubble wrap in this. That is how important this is to me. I didn't take it out. I didn't throw it away. It is still in this box.
Bubble
Also,
Brain.
one of the first things that I sent with Mike. And then, like, these are just, like, some more interesting ones. This is also a reprint, but it's always been a fun one because, like, Motley Crue, there's a real weird story behind this album. Too Fast for Love was actually originally released as Leather, and it was not supposed to be this album because this album was actually done in the studio. Leather, or the original Too Fast for Love, was recorded in a garage in a bucket. And then a couple of, like, random little fun ones. I do have, and this is very hard to find, Tim Curry's album.
Oh, that's cool. I
A
didn't
lot of
realize
people-
Tim Curry had released an album.
Yes, a lot of people don't know that, and the people that do know that, like, have the CD. I have the album.
Damn.
Actually, really
Tim
hard
Curry.
to find.
Okay.
Yes, Tim
I'm like,
Curry.
who the fuck is Tim Curry? And then I'm like, oh, right.
Like Nigel Thornberry, Tim Curry.
Yeah.
And then, like, a couple things, like, which one are you? So, I have this little 45. It's Soft Cell, if you've ever heard Tainted Love, the original band that did it. Soft Cell had one of those songs that, like, it would play and then something directly after it would play. This print didn't have it on it, and I looked it up extensively and trying to figure out what the hell happened. I didn't get, like, this print is a misprint.
Ooh.
There is nothing. It's supposed to lead into a second song on the same one. This is a misprint. So that's cool. Irritating because I absolutely, like, when we got it, the reason I got that was because I liked that second song that's on that same single. But now I just have a piece of collection. On the same token, if you have the original We Will Rock You on cassette, as many of you might know, for Queen's We Will Rock You, if you play it on the radio, it almost always instantly goes into We Are the Champions.
Mhm.
They are 2 different songs, but on the cassette, it was timed very poorly because Queen songs are like 400 hours long.
Right.
So I always found it interesting that that was like one of those things that people would always argue about whether or not it was a thing. They are 2 different songs. They have 2 different singles for them.
Sweet.
On the note of singles, I do have a fun Alice Cooper Goes to Hell. And then to just, like, point out when albums come out these days, you know, we get our singles, right? And it's just like days beforehand, and then you get the full album. That's not how it used to happen. These are what singles used to be. You would get these months beforehand. So, like, Alice Cooper Goes to Hell, the single was Go to Hell, and then I Never Cry, back in the days when it was, like, 1 ballad per side kind of situation. And then finally, one of my most favorite ones is a Wednesday 13, which I have signed by Wednesday 13, and his guitarist that has been consistent. The drummer from Slipknot is no longer his drummer, so he did not sign this one. I kind of made that intentional when we did go and see them. This one's, like, really important to me just because, like, I got to meet Wednesday 13, and he's like this, when it comes to, like, horror goth, he's like this, he's the man, he's like a god. The dude has a Tennessee accent and cannot talk to women. It's fucking hysterical. He literally will not make eye contact. So yeah, that's my collection.
What is up there is NES, SNES, N64, PS1, PlayStation Portable, PS3,
Jesus, Murphy.
Xbox 360, Xbox, and PS2. My new gen console games are actually on a different shelf, but I didn't take pictures.
That's a move.
Look at the Halo 4 Collector's Edition there. And
Dude, I have that case. I used it for my DS back in the day.
yeah.
Bro, LA Noir though.
But I did grab some stuff off my shelf that's like, yeah.
Yeah, buddy.
yeah.
I'm pretty sure my brother had that one too, actually.
I did grab some stuff off there. Like there's a lot of like weird titles and stuff that like I've never played. That's my second collection that I'm going to show you guys. I have some pop figures. A lot of that is like knocked over and shitty right now because I hit it. I sleep right underneath that, and sometimes when I wake up in the morning, I stretch and like punch that shelf, so everything gets knocked over. So I have to readjust that. But yeah, there is a whole bunch of stuff. I grabbed some of my rarer pop figures to show you guys as well. So we're gonna start with Mystical Ninja Goemon for N64. Again, people may have not heard of this. It was really popular in Japan, was not popular in North America at all. Kind of died, but the game is about $126 for just the cart now. So
That's insane.
I played Legend of the Mystical Ninja for the Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
For the Super Nintendo.
Yeah, again, people know who may know who it is, but again, it's small portion size. Most people would have looked at that and been like, "What the fuck is this?"
Yeah.
This is good because it's, again, I haven't even fixed it. It's Maximum Carnage for the Super Nintendo.
I love that
color. It's still got the previously played from Roger's video from 30 years ago.
Hell yeah.
Do you fucking remember that game?
Man,
though?
the thing about that game, the holy grail of it is if you can find the gray card.
Exactly.
Yeah. Fuck, man.
It's got another sticker on it because I don't de-sticker my cartridges ever because I'm awful. We got some Shaq Fu.
Burn it.
They did. Okay, funny story with Shaq Fu. They recently remade it.
It's not funny.
It's funny because of how badly it failed.
Oh, yeah.
They crowd controlled it or crowd
Funded
it.
Oh my god.
And it bombed in crowdfunding. Like, we're talking I think they only raised $12,000 or something like that.
What?
Yeah.
Shaq could have funded it better himself.
We've got Legend of Mana for the PlayStation.
Oh.
Incredibly hard to find in North America. Probably the best Legend game.
I want.
Or the best of the Mana games.
Really? You think better than Secret?
I enjoy it better than Secret.
Wow.
Yeah.
I remember playing Sword for the Game Boy Advance when that came out. Sword of Mana.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, you can tell how old my games are because of how shit on the cases are grayed out and stuff. This is Saga Frontier, which is another hard to find.
Wow.
This was recently re-released on Steam this week. But yeah, the case is a little worse for wear, to say the least.
Oh my god. I do not miss those hard plastic cases.
The plastic tabs that always break on them.
Yeah. This is the black case of Xenogears.
Oh.
And cool thing about this, so I got my copy in the first 5,000 copies that were released in North America, and there was actually a translation issue in it, which is why they had to pull them and re-release it, because his name in the game is Fei Fong Wong, and my copy, because it has the translations problem, his name is Fong Fei Wong.
Wow.
So
That's weird.
yeah. But I have all the original instruction manuals and everything. So
Damn.
yeah. And then last but not least, for rare PlayStation games, Parasite Eve.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah.
Game's not very good.
No.
At least it's not
But-
Parasite Eve 2.
I have lots of weird collection stuff in my collection. This is Grabbed by the Ghoulies, which was a pretty close to release title for the original Xbox.
I remember that one.
It's awful, and it was made by Rare, and it's the only time Rare attempted to make a horror game, and it was awful. And then I grabbed a couple like rarer PlayStation 2 games. Again, these aren't as rare because PlayStation 2 games were fairly heavily printed, but they're just some cool ones in my collection. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time talking about these. But we got Gauntlet, Dark Legacy, one of
Love
the
that game.
That was a good one.
Yep. Warriors of Might and Magic, which was the first game released for the PlayStation 2, made by 3DO, and I don't think they made any other games for
That's
the PlayStation 2.
interesting.
Yeah.
Because I mean, we could go on a whole tangent about 3DO if you want.
Oh, for
Yeah.
context, with people that are wondering, games nowadays. Oh, look at that! An Australian version of Pokemon Sword. I wonder what's in it.
Nothing.
Oh, sick,
Yeah.
dude.
That's it.
Wait, that's
Nothing.
different art though.
It is.
Yeah, well, got it from my Australian buddy. So,
Yeah.
and I also got everyone's favorite Metallica album right here. You know.
Oh, great. Say anger.
I
Yeah.
don't know. None of them?
Yeah.
Injustice for All is the only one that gets my. I miss manuals and games. Same. Dark Cloud 1 and 2. Really, really cool action adventure RPGs. If you haven't played them, they're actually worth checking out still. I still enjoy them and would play through them again. The original release of Kingdom Hearts 2. And then Def Jam Vendetta. The one time that Def Jam and EA tried to make a fighting game about rappers. And the big bad guy is Busta Rhymes. And your best
Sick.
friend in the game is Snoop Dogg.
I remember when EA used to make good games.
Yep.
Shots fired.
And I take my pop figures out of the boxes because fuck, I don't care that much about collecting or reselling them. They're literally eventually they sit on a shelf, and once I get my glass case, they're going in a glass case. That's it. I don't care about the boxes. I'm never gonna resell them. So you got Sexy Jeff Goldblum.
That one's probably like your rarest fucking one. I remember
This-
you trying to get that one.
Yep. Well, then you got King Mickey, which wasn't printed in North America.
Oh, I didn't know about that one.
Yep. This is a variation of Sora with a different suit. This is the original It,
Nice.
Oh, damn.
because when they released the new It, they did a short run of the old original It, so I had to pick him up. And then I have a 1 in 5,000 glow in the dark Pip-Boy
Oh, dang.
from Fallout. But yeah, again, I took it out of the box. It's worth nothing now. It's going on a shelf. So I just like them because they're cool. That's my collection of stuff. Obviously, I like toys, and I collect a lot of other things. I collect consoles as well, but trying to dig them all out to take photos of them, I wasn't gonna do that. And
Yeah, I get it. We're starting with photos. That's my like retro game shelf.
Oh,
Um,
Duckwing Duck was a good
So it's on the top there. You've got like NES games, some Sega Saturn games, N64 games, boxes for some of my SNES games, and some Japanese titles. The second shelf is all SNES games, including some Japanese games and fan translated and reprint cartridges. Yeah, the rounded ones.
super.
Those ones are
Famicom.
Super Famicom, but they will play in my SNES because I modded it by breaking the pins off that stop it.
Yeah.
That's literally all it takes.
It's the same thing.
That
Region
red-
locking.
Yeah, region locking. Yeah, okay. That red
It's the same
cartridge
thing
is
with the
also
N64.
maximum carnage. The next shelf down is my PS1 titles, and below that there's I think I have like one TurboGrafx game too. Below that is Sega Genesis games, And on the very bottom, I didn't take pictures of it, is like my PS2 titles. Some of them, all of them are on that shelf. Yeah, so that's what's there. I also collect things I didn't take pictures of. There's so many things in my house that I collect. So that's Chrono Trigger.
You can see Final Fantasy 3 and Final Fantasy 4 above.
Yeah,
it.
there's pictures of those too. And I actually, my uncle got me this copy of it, and I bought a copy off a guy in college for $50 back in the day. And then I was at a local game store here. This was years ago, and they had some Japanese games sitting there, complete in box. Super Mario RPG and Chrono Trigger, and they wanted fucking nothing for them because they were Japanese. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I'll fucking take those. So they sit in a glass box, shadow box on my wall somewhere, with other stuff with it. Yeah. And next slide. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, and you see up top there, that's a box copy of. Yeah, so those, they're lovely. I opened them once to look inside, and then I put them in there, and they haven't come out since. That's a box copy of E.T., and that's complete, by the way. That's this is complete for the Atari.
Wow.
This is complete. This has fucking everything in it. Lovely. In pretty good condition. A little damage on the box, but I mean, shit. When did this come out? 82.
84? Yeah.
82. It's saying on the back here. So at least that's when the copyright was. So yeah, shit, man. And then it's also Swords and Serpents, complete in box. That was up there. It's got everything in it. One of the it's like a weird first person RPG. I don't know. Can you see that? It's neat, but it has like the maps and like the manual and everything in it. It's really cool. That is Mega Man X3. Show it again. Okay. Yeah, bigger. So yeah, Swords and Serpents. And can we get, is that okay? Yeah, you kind of see like you're looking directly at the goblin there and shit, and like you go through this weird map. I don't know, it's pretty neat. If you're ever, and it had 4-player. You could play with 4 people, which is pretty cool for an NES game. And then yeah, E.T., which has 1 image on the back. What is
Just the
that? I don't
one.
know. Just 1 image. Ouch. E.T. is lost on Earth. Yeah, he is. Fucking who cares? And then yeah,
Spoilers, God.
spoilers. Sorry. Yeah, and then that next image was X3. There's a box copy. I don't have the manual for it, unfortunately. But X3 is fucking expensive and rare, just by itself. So having it in the box, even more expensive and rare. And then trying to find the manual is basically fucking impossible at this point. Next boxed one I got sitting here. These are stuff I got sitting here. Ogre Battle, complete inbox, maps, manual, everything. And on one of the maps, it's like the other side has like how to get the classes in the game. And like, you want werewolf? Okay, well, you have to go to this map on night, and then you have to take a guy over here and do this, and it explains all that shit to you. And I think I only paid like $90 for this or something.
Oh, hey, it's a Dark
I'm
Souls.
not complaining about it. The next thing is a PS1 game that last time I checked, complete, $1,200. It's The Misadventures of Tronbon.
Oh, wow.
What?
Yeah. The only issue is, I did buy this complete back in the day from EB used on their used rack for probably like $6. Back then though, I had no idea games would be worth anything. So I was like, well, fuck it. I'll take the manual out and shit, and I'll just get rid of the jewel case because they take up too much space. I'll put it in like a CD tray type thing. Stupid Nathan, luckily, the discs are in good condition, still work. I found the manual. The only thing I don't have is the back sleeve. But I do have the Mega Man Legends 2 demo disc, which is also part of what makes this worth so much money.
Yeah.
Is
Mhm.
the game itself and the demo disc.
Yep.
So yeah, this is kind of like one of my big gems.
Yeah.
The fact that I have this in like good condition with a manual. Back to the Super Nintendo games. Sorry. So I just got X and X2 here, because the X series is my favorite games. On that note, I also own X4, X5, and X6 complete in jewel cases. the Legacy Collection on PS2 and GameCube, and then also the Legacy Collection twice that was released on Switch, because I bought it out of Japan because it has special art in it. I really like Mega Man X. So I got those. We'll hold on to that. There's my Chrono Trigger and Super Mario RPG that's beat to fuck.
My Super Mario RPG got stolen.
My Mega Man X got stolen. Not this one, but a different one. The story behind this is my grandmother and I, back in late 90s when Super Nintendo games were still for sale, but like at pawn shops. You couldn't get them at like stores anymore because PS1 and N64 were out, so you couldn't just buy that shit. We were going around looking one night, and they used to go to the auction. I think it was Tuesday nights for auction night, and there was a Kirby Superstar for sale there. And at the local like game shop that was open, it was like kind of a retro game shop. I say retro, but it was just like slightly older stuff. Had this, and they were both about like $40 or something. So my granny's like, "Okay, you can only get one. Which one do you really want?" And I had like no plans to hang out with my friends or anything. So I was like, okay, well, I'll get Super Mario RPG. So that's where I got this bad boy. Again, beat to shit. Like, that is not clean, but it works wonderfully. And that's all that really matters. This one, interesting story, EVO, The Search for Eden. It's basically like pre-spore. So you get to like evolve. And the thing is, people were losing their shit about Spore. And I'm like, yeah, don't you guys remember when you could do this on the Super Nintendo? And of course, no one did. They're like, no, what? This is so original. A game about evolution? Here we go. I've never seen this game anywhere. It's a diabetes game. It's called Packy and Marlin. Let's get that. It's about two elephants at a camp, and then rats steal all the diabetes supplies. So you have to go.
What?
Wow.
I've never seen this game anywhere else, like ever. I know of like, I don't think anyone talks about it, or it even, I don't know how many copies of it exist, but it's one of those weird diabetes games, this and Captain Novolin. But everyone talks about Captain Novolin. No one talks about Packy and Marlin. This is the jam. You want to play a game, you play this one.
It is designed to improve self-care behavior in children with diabetes type 1.
Sure.
Wow.
Let's go into King of Dragons here. This is a side-scrolling like action arcade port. Again, very hard to find. It's by Capcom, so you know it's good. I don't know where the hell I got this. Yeah, and this is another one of those. Mega Man 7. Fucking beautiful. Another hard one to find. I don't know what's up with Capcom games and also Mega Man games. Hard to find. Shit, man. Okay. This is Knights of the Round. Another Capcom, similar to King of Dragons. It's a side-scrolling beat 'em up.
I have played that one.
It's really good. Again, rare, fucking hard to find. Sitting over here. I got it, because this is what I do with my money. When I had money. Okay, that one's last. That one's second last. These one, fuck it. Sunset Riders. Anyone go to arcades in the 90s? It's like a 4-player cowboy side-scrolling shoot 'em up.
Yep.
You're cowboys. It's pretty good. I think the SNES port is also pretty accurate to the arcade version, from what I remember.
You know,
Again, another one, just one of those ones that you're like, wow, I found this, and it's under $200. Yep, I'll buy that. Here we got Ninja Warriors.
Ninja Warrior.
Yeah. It's, again, another side-scrolling beat 'em up. It's one of those ones that, for whatever reason, didn't catch on at the time and is now harder to find. I don't know if was limited print. I don't do a lot of research on the games. If it's super expensive, I'll be like, oh, or if it's something I haven't seen. This one's awesome. Metal Warriors.
Yep.
Yup.
Yep.
Yup. This is an expensive ass game, and I got it for a really good price. Makes me happy every time. Yeah. All these games that I'm showing you are like, check them out if you haven't ever heard of them. They're so fun, and there's a reason like that they're worth money.
Yeah.
Except for Packy and Marlin, but Dracula X, baby!
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's one of the most expensive SNES cartridges in existence.
there is. The game, I mean, it's okay. It's got some bangers in it too, but
Yep.
it's no Castlevania 4. Castlevania
It's-
4, in my opinion, is a superior Castlevania. There we go. Okay, that's my
Whoa.
Steel Battalion controller, as well
What
as
the hell is Nintendo Power Fan?
and and then all my
Zone of the Enders.
my Zone
That
of the
was
Enders
great.
collector's edition, yeah, and then assorted Blizzard collector's editions from
Yep.
the past 10 years. You know, all the StarCrafts, Overwatch, Diablo 3. That's just assorted stuff. Mostly it's the Steel Battalion controller I love. Complete works, all the colors, like all the lights work, all the buttons work, all the toggles work.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's amazing. And I got both of the games with it because there was a version that was single player and one that you could play online on Xbox Live. Don't know if you guys remember that or not. Pretty old school.
Yeah, not games with gold, brother.
What I
Stonks.
really want is it's not. The most expensive is the Donkey Kong competition cartridge
Oh,
or
true.
the Star Fox Super Weekend.
Yeah.
If you can find one of those. Or the double cartridge of Speed Racer and BMX Excitement.
Yeah, the
something
ones
like
that
that.
they used for tournaments and
Yeah.
cost
Yeah.
$42,000 for a cartridge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if anyone wants to donate that to me, I will buy those for you. For me. For you, for me.
But yeah. Anyways, guys, that was all of our collections. It was cool to have a conversation with everybody and get to know some of the behind the scenes of the people here. I'm umming and ahhing a lot because my brain is dead.
Bro, same.
But I hope you guys enjoyed seeing everything that we have and seeing that we are actually giant nerds.
What?
Especially Nathan.
No. Listen, I mean,
No, Nathan's a nerd with money.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm a nerd that used to have money.
Anyways, guys, that is going to be it for us tonight before we trail off too much and give producer more work of editing us into being normal sounding humans.
He needs it.
Yes, human.
I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your night. We'll be back in 2 weeks, same time. And I hope everyone
Ish.
had fun tonight.
Same time ish.
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 Ish. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
He's just gonna like. There we go.
Just gonna keep waving.